better call somebody.
You rabid Lions fans, and welcome to Lions on the Prowl, news, rumors, and debates from the fans' perspective. Here's Jim and Tim.
Thank you for that fabulous introduction, Leslie. And yes, Lions on the Prowl this week. First of all, I have to say this. Marcus is not here this week because he had a birthday. Why do you gotta go and do these things? No, I'm just kidding. Happy birthday to Marcus, and we'll welcome you back next week. But this week we have Maniac Tim.
Hey, how's it going, Lions fans and Lions on the Prowl listeners?
Lions on the Prowl listeners, that's right. We have some announcements about our podcast and our show, so we're going to go into those right away. Our team is growing. Mm-hmm. You heard a new introduction, so that was Leslie, and she's doing our voiceover work for us, and really appreciate you. Marcus, of course, is a new on-air talent. We have had him on the show already. Beth has been getting us tremendous guests, and we have 4 guests coming up. We cannot disclose their names yet because we would be killed. No, wait, because we haven't had the dates nailed down yet. But, hell with it. I'm going to tell you anyway. We got Dave Burkett coming up from the Detroit Free Press, Kyle Meinke from MLive, Jerry Risman from Pride of Detroit, and a beat writer from Hawaii that will give us some insight into Jelani Tavai. Right. And so I hope I said that name right. So these are people that are coming on the show that we're really excited about having, and you, the fans, will be able to ask questions and get a little better insight on players, OTAs, anything that you want to know. The best ones will be read on the air and also will be read with your name. So you're going to get to be a part of the show. I'm really looking forward to all of that and looking forward to having people interact with us. Right. I think it's going to be a great thing. Also, Brian is helping us a lot on the financial end of Lions on the Prowl, so we're doing fairly good. And what do you think about all this, Tim?
I think it's great. Stuff. It's great. We're growing, and we're looking to even grow more. So if people are interested in becoming part of Lions on the Prowl team, who do we contact, Jim?
You can send an email to me at lionsontheprowl14@gmail.com. That's lionsontheprowl14@gmail.com. Yeah, just had to do that extra little bit there, you know. Anyways, we're supposed to be talking about Lions news, and we're like 4 minutes in, and we haven't discussed anything yet. Mm-hmm. And we still won't, because now it's shout-out time. And Tim, give me your shout-outs for the week.
Okay, these ones are from work. Tim Reardon, Brian Colt, and also Logan.
Is that Old Man Logan?
No.
And who's Brian Colt?
Brian and Colt.
Old Man Logan is the Wolverine guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking. Mine is Chad and Carrie. I've got Ray and Rachel, Thomas and Brianna, and Brendan, who's a brand new listener from work. Also, Rob, who listens to us every single weekend, is retweeting us on Twitter and helping us out as much as he can. We love our raving fans, and so we really appreciate you. Okay, now on to a brand new segment of Lions on the Prowl. It is our transactions segment.
Millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. Make it move, make it move, make it $1 million move, make it move, make it move, make it.
And the Lions are making moves this week. They signed wide receiver Jermaine Kearse. It's an okay signing. I'm not getting incredibly hyped about this. He was with Darrell Bevell. He was a New York Jet, got cut by the Jets.
Right. And he was also a Seattle Seahawk.
Yeah, so he knows the offense. I think his value will be in teaching the other people the terminology of the new offense and stuff like that. Does he make it out of training camp? I don't know. I mean, we got Fulgham, and why is he not the fourth receiver? And this guy would be. We're not gonna probably cut our draft choice. I doubt. Well, we might. I doubt it. I don't know what to make of this. Okay, so the contract's actually really friendly, so we're good on that. He gets $1.35 million, and with incentives, it could go to $2.3 million. So it's a good contract, but we only guaranteed $350,000. So basically, if he does good and their players are a little, like Galladay and Jones, he could stay because we have injuries.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. And he could earn a nice payday if he stays the whole year. If he doesn't, we only owe him $350,000. Doesn't sound? It's out to me and you. That's a lot of money. To the NFL, it's not.
Right.
To our salary cap, it really isn't. It's a cap-friendly deal. It's a team-friendly deal, but it also lets him, if he performs well, he gets paid.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't perform well, he doesn't get paid.
Yeah.
That really is the way it is.
Yeah.
So I like the move. I think that I think it's going to be okay. I think that move is okay. It's not a move I would have wanted to see. I want another offensive guard in the mix. I'd like to see that type of thing being signed, but maybe we're waiting for, training cap casualties.
Who knows? Who knows what they're
know.
waiting for? I mean, we definitely need some offensive help. It sure last season really proved that.
Yeah, that sucks.
Oh, wow.
All right, so our topics for this week, our first topic that we want to tackle is Tease Tabor.
Wow.
Is he a tease, or is he actually going to do something with the Lions?
Shoot. They're saying he's good one time, bad the next time, and as we know, last year he was targeted like 44 times. They allowing like 32 catches out of those 42, and a few of them went for touchdowns. So he really needs to step it up if he wants to really be that second corner, but I don't see it.
I don't think he's going to be the second corner. I've heard this discussion that he's going to be the number 2 cornerback opposite Darius Slay. It's in your dreams, dude. I don't believe that whatsoever. Rashawn Melvin has a better chance. And then we've got Amari, the dog guy.
Yeah, the tongue twister guy for you. Yeah.
I think he has a better chance than Tease Tabor does. I still think Tease Tabor's too slow.
Right.
He did have a couple of nice interceptions. His instincts are better, they say, blah, blah, blah. I want to caution everybody. This time of year, there's like Hall of Fame players in OTAs and minicamp that end up getting cut.
Right.
Because they suck. And we do this every year. Last year it was really bad.
Right.
Tio Redding was, I think that's his name, Tio something. He was the darling last year, and he got cut. So, I don't know. In my opinion, I don't think Tease Tabor is going to amount to a hill of beans.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't see it in him. I think our cornerback depth without him is still good. I don't see where he fits, but maybe they do, and maybe I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. But
maybe Quinn just don't want to admit that he chose wrong.
Yeah,
but
he's done that before. He said, "Yeah, I made a mistake and cut somebody right away."
Yeah,
even the free agent guy, Sylvester Williams, comes to mind.
Right,
where he said, "Nah, he sucks." Bye. So you got rid of him.
So far, Tabor has sucked, and we still got him.
Yeah, he still sucks. And I hate saying that on a player, that he's going to be what he is, but. I don't know. Maybe he turns the corner. I mean, maybe he does turn the corner.
Never lost.
Maybe he turns his head.
Right.
That's true. I don't know. I don't see it. And but I want to caution everybody. Like I said, everybody looks like Hall of Fame players when they don't have pads on.
Yeah.
So.
And we have that, the Kool-Aid time. This is Kool-Aid time.
The blue Kool-Aid is on sale now. No, I'm just kidding.
Or the Hopium.
Yeah, I get that. And the Hopium.
Yeah.
Both of those things run wild at this time of year, and people are very excited about a team that isn't really that good.
Yeah, and right now we're skeptical. Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
Tim went 12-4 last year. He was fully drunk with the Kool-Aid last year.
Right, yeah. Well, I didn't know that the passing game was going to take the step backwards that it took last year. I was expecting it to be good, and I was expecting the running game and them to be working together, so that's why I predicted more. I mean, I knew it was a high expectation.
Yeah, high is key word on Hopium.
But I expect them to be a lot better than what they were. But this year they gotta prove it. They gotta bring it on.
Yeah, they do. I don't. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, I just want to caution everybody.
Mm-hmm.
OTAs, mini camp, training camp. This team's going to look like the best team you've ever seen, and all the beat writers. And I'm going to ask that question. Right. I think, when they come on, what. Why is it that you guys see all this great stuff in OTAs and all this stuff, but it doesn't translate to the season or anything else? Everybody tells us how wonderful this team is, how great this one looks, and Kerryon Johnson looks faster this year, and he's sharper and all this other stuff. And that's what they're saying right now, so that's why I'm saying that. And then you come to the regular season and nothing.
Yeah.
And this has happened years after year after year. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to caution everybody, don't sip too much Kool-Aid right now. Just let's wait till the preseason, see what this team really is, and then we can judge them a little bit then. And then when the regular season hits, we can really see what this team has. Right. But I'm basically reserving judgment until the first preseason game.
Yep.
And preseason, somebody told me this last year. Preseason means nothing because this team's just going to turn it all around and be wonderful. And we found out that wasn't true.
And usually for like a good team, preseason means nothing. But a developing team, it means a lot.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
That's basically what we're looking at. They're trying to develop into a better team. Last year, not so much. God,
not so much. So we'll see what happens. I mean, who knows?
Right.
Tease Tabor could be the number 2 corner. No, not in a chance in hell.
Oh no,
I just don't believe that. I'm sorry, guys. Maybe I'm a little cynical, but I've been a Lions fan for 40 years, so I guess I have the right to be cynical again.
Right. Yeah. We all do because we have been to so many different regime changes.
Yeah.
Head coach changes. Yeah. General manager changes. President changes. It
brings me to this point.
Mm-hmm.
When you were talking about regime changes, how long do you think that these two have, Patricia and Quinn? How long is Martha Ford's leash on these two?
Till she dies. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, well, that could happen. But I'm saying, in terms of what do you think they have to do this year? I mean, this year, if they have a total disaster again, what happens?
Well, you don't get rid of you. You keep them at least for a few more years, at least.
We've had Quinn for 4,
right?
We've had Patricia for 1. Okay. So I mean, I'm saying, how long on Quinn?
Mm-hmm.
In some respect, I know they're tied together.
Right.
I think they're all tied together. I think Stafford, Quinn, and even though that Stafford's not their quarterback, they have endorsed him as their quarterback.
Right.
And I think that they're kind of all tied together contract-wise too. I believe it's fairly close.
Yeah, it did seem like it was. Yeah,
because it seems like they're all on 5-year deals.
Yeah. So
we'll see. I think they're all tied together now. In saying that, if the Lions have another year like last year, where it looks like he's losing the locker room, and he may not be, but that's what it looked like. There were reports that came out about all this stuff. And I don't want to be Debbie Downer or whatever. I don't even know who she is, but she gets brought up a lot. Anyway, so I don't want to be like that. But what happens?
Yeah.
What happens? This is a total disaster.
Well, if you go ahead and judge Quinn the way that he judged Coach Caldwell, then you remove him. But unfortunately,
I think they're tied together.
Right.
I don't think you remove one without
weird.
the other. I think this. I don't care what Patricia does this year. Quinn does not fire him.
No.
Quinn doesn't do it.
No.
I'm saying does the Detroit Lions or Martha Ford fire Stone Ford? Is she going to fire them? Will she fire them?
I don't think so. I think she's going to give them a much longer berth.
Okay. All right.
Span.
And that's fine. But what do you guys think? You people that are listening, what do you think? Do you think if Matt Patricia has another terrible year, do you think he gets another year just to see if he can sort it out? Or do you think that they might pull the plug on this whole thing?
Or do you see what the next draft, if they have another terrible year and then they get another high draft pick,
they could waste it on a tight end,
right?
No, I'm kidding. I don't.
But there's that look of it too. How where do we go from here?
And I like Hockenloogie. I think he's pretty good, but it's still a tight end at number 8.
Yeah.
It's still a tight end at number 8.
Right.
So, but if he turns out to be something near Gronk, which I don't think that's possible, but if he turns out somewhere in there, where he's a really great tight end, well, maybe that is worth an 8th pick. We've had some real doozies of pick. Joey Harrington was a third pick overall. Look how that turned out.
Right. But, of course, he didn't have offensive line to work behind either, just like Stafford. But
this team, if there is one fault of this team in the years and years that I've watched them, it's the offensive line. The one thing they just can't get right.
Right. They don't know how to develop it. It's like they draft the players and stuff like that.
You
and
can't
then they
say it in. I guess you can't make a blanket statement. I mean, I know it hasn't turned out well, but it's different regimes. So it's like, you can't, like Schwartz and all that here and Martin Mayhew and stuff like that. They tried, and they couldn't do it.
Yeah, I know. So what?
They did try, though.
Yeah, they did, and it did look
Warford and there was a bunch of them that they drafted and tried, and it didn't work.
So what?
It just didn't work.
How do you change a culture that has really sucked for so many years? And that's why they brought in Quinn. That's why they had brought in Millen. That's why they had brought in Schwartz.
How many different people have tried to change this or culture or whatever? It's like bacteria culture or something. I don't know. It's a very difficult thing when you just can't get it right. I mean, look at we drafted what, Laken Tomlinson, total disaster in the first round, and ended up trading him to San Francisco. I think it was San Francisco, pretty sure. But it's just a whole thing of we just can't get out of our own way.
Right.
I keep saying that over and over again. We can't get out of our own way. So maybe these new tight ends will help the blocking situation. Let's hope so.
Right.
But you lose T.J. Lang.
Yeah.
That's a big loss.
It is. It definitely
and you never really replaced him.
Yeah.
You got Ibushi who wrestles somewhere. And you got Joe Dahl, that's Barbie's husband. And who else do we got? Mrs. Wiggins. No, that's really old. If you guys know that reference, let me know. It's from the Carol Burnett show. And most people don't know that one. Anyhow.
That is old.
You're
aging. You're dating yourself there, Jim.
No, I don't date myself.
No, I mean as far as in your age.
Yeah, well, your age is, you've seen Yoda, right?
No, I'm only a few years older than you.
A few thousand.
No.
Anyway, but, I like Ragnow. Today.
Yeah, right.
We liked Warford for a few years, and then he totally collapsed.
Yep.
Gosner Sherrillis. I mean, they over and over have tried to address this.
Right.
And it just doesn't work.
Yeah, and why is that?
I don't know.
What
is it about? Coordinators. Now we have a new offensive coordinator with a different blocking scheme. Will that help them?
Yeah.
I don't know the answer to that question yet.
Well, and will he be able to, he's known for working with quarterbacks. bring the best out of Stafford. I mean, Stafford has had good numbers all but last year.
Yeah,
so
all but last year. Last year was a really bad year for Stafford, and now I'm hearing that, and he told me this too, and that he's out to challenge Stafford to be better. And somebody has to now. I'm not in the camp that we need to get rid of him and all this stuff, because really, as sucky as he is, he's better than any option we have.
Yeah. But then again, when do you got to look at when do you pull the plug if the Lions as a team cannot win with them.
They can't win with anybody, though.
Right.
They had Barry Sanders. They've had Calvin
true.
Johnson. They've had Matthew Stafford, and they still can't win. And Ndamukong Suh.
Right.
I mean, they've had some big names, but they only have the one name on the one part of the thing, and that's it.
Right.
Man, they don't build nothing around them.
Yeah. But this year,
of course, that defensive line was really good with Sue and Fairley.
Right. And they have tried it, but of course, injuries played fairly when they got him.
Yep.
He was like the first year he was out, and then like for a lot of the second year he was out.
And weight.
Yeah, weight.
And he was fat.
And then when he finally got kind of better shape, they cut him. They released him.
Yeah.
But
they do that a lot too.
Yeah.
When a player reaches his potential, let's get rid of him. That's always a good thing.
Right. But then you get sick of paying for him not to be there either.
Right.
And that's why Ziggy Ansah
I wasn't talking about Ansah. That wasn't really what I was mentioning there. I know people like to hate on Eric Ebron, and because he's been pretty much a jerk on Twitter most of the time. But how do I put this? I thought he played really well his last year.
Right.
And the cut was a little bit of a surprise, and I think we did suffer for it last year. I think we suffered for trading Golden Tate, even though I thought it was the right move. I still think we suffered for it.
Yeah.
We're getting rid of good players and replacing them with people that aren't that good.
Yeah.
Well, we did. Now, Hockenloogie will have to figure it out. We got Jesse James. He's tall, 6'7", tight end. And he's fairly good. I mean, he looks like he could be very good. And then, Nada looks like he's really good.
Right.
I mean, you got to wonder where that leaves, what's his name from last year? Roberts.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see him being with the team this year.
I think he'll make the team. I don't know, because I don't know how many tight ends are going to carry.
Right.
How many tight ends are you allowed to? No, I'm just we have 30. We're fine. No, they're talking about running a lot of 2 tight end sets and some 3 tight end sets, which I haven't seen much. But 3 tight end sets. That's the other reason I was wondering why they signed Kearse, because they're planning on doing a lot of these double and triple, tight end sets. And I'm like, okay, that means we only have 1 wide receiver or something like that, because, even if you had a fullback and a running back, I mean, what else are you going to do? It's like a goal line thing almost.
Yeah, but unfortunately, look at what's going on. Galladay's hurt right now. So is Marvin Jones hurt.
Yeah, I said, heard they were coming back soon. It looks like they're okay. We heard that about, DeAndre Levy for weeks and weeks and weeks. That he was fine. He was going to be great. And he's out the next year. And get to the game time. And, he's going to... No, he's out again this week. Then he's out for the season after a while. They just strung you along.
Now, I remember when they did draft Ebron. They basically...
hated that pick.
They drafted him, and they said, well, one of the things they were saying, he was going to be like a cheap wide receiver, basically, because tight ends are paid less than wide receivers.
Right.
So,
you got that right.
Yeah, and he's never really. Shoot.
So anyway, that's enough about Tease Tabor and some of the. We got more coming out of OTAs. Well, it's mini camp right now, but anyway, what to make of Barbie's husband, Joe Dahl?
Jack of all trades.
Brother, because isn't Ken Barbie's? Yeah, I think it's Ken.
Yeah.
Sorry, Joe. I didn't mean to lump you in with her. Probably her brother or something.
But is he a jack of all trades, or is he going to be
Joe? We just discussed this.
Okay. But he knows a lot of positions. So,
well, he played fullback last year.
Mm-hmm.
And when Bond came back, they were like, "Yo, this guy's really good.
Well,
we did good. We want to keep him in there." And so he's worked at guard. He's worked at center.
Right.
Worked at both guard positions. I think he's working at left guard right now. Yeah, I think he's working at left guard right now. But, and, the $1 Million Man quote.
Yeah.
Not the $1 Million Man from wrestling. But there used to be the Bionic Man or something.
Steve Austin. Steve Austin.
Not from wrestling.
Right.
Again. Not Stone Cold, but there was this guy.
The $6 million
man. He was the $6 million man. Okay, we got it right.
Right.
Bigger, stronger, faster. And that's what Joe Dahl is supposed to be this year. Of course,
prove it.
Hype train is huge this year, this time of year.
Right.
So we'll see how it goes. Although I think he could be a very good backup in case somebody gets hurt.
Right.
I don't see him making the starting roster, the starting offensive line. I don't. Also, another thing, offensive line shuffle-wise.
Yeah.
Ibushi is now starting, that wrestler from Japan.
Okay.
Wait, no, I don't think he's
Kabuki?
the same guy.
No.
He's starting at right guard.
Right.
On the first team.
Mm-hmm.
It was Glasgow.
Right.
From Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ragnow's still at center.
Yeah, that's
so
good.
It looks like they're going to play Ragnow at center, and they're just trying to figure out the pieces around him. So the pieces that I think are set right now are left tackle, center, and right tackle, unfortunately. Right. Ricky Wagner's still here.
Oh, God.
Well, I mean, he's not terrible, but he's not the all-pro that we signed. So it does bother me a bit.
Yeah. And when are these people going to step up, too? Will Wagner step up?
12th and never. I don't know that.
Right.
He's a veteran. He's older. I don't know if his best games are behind him, or he was suffering with an injury, or what was going on last year. He just wasn't that good.
Right.
He wasn't terrible. I'm not saying that, but he wasn't great.
Yeah.
Neither. To be honest about it, our left tackle wasn't very great either. To be honest.
But see, that's one of the things we have talked about on the show where the Lions need to have a all-star at every position.
Yeah,
but
we do.
There are some positions where, and as on other teams do, they do need the players need to step up to and perform like all-stars.
Right. Left tackle Taylor Decker is what I was thinking of. The thing is, though, it doesn't seem like this, and I'm going to ask you, the fans, and ask Tim as well. Doesn't it seem like every other team can have a hole in their team, but we can't have one in ours?
That's true. It does seem that way because the other teams know how to really expose that hole.
Yeah.
Where we don't.
No,
where
we don't.
We don't go after. They know how to go after our weaknesses, and that's one thing that we're not good at.
No,
it's going after their weaknesses.
Well, we've never been good at that with teams that we should beat.
Right.
Some teams like New England. We beat New England last year.
Convincingly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was a gift from New England to Patricia or what that was, but we beat Green Bay twice, went down to Miami and win there. But it does seem like if there's any, like if the secondary's weak, they'll kill us with the pass.
Yeah.
If we're not great at the defensive tackle position, which has happened before, they'll run all over us. With us, they have a backup quarterback, and he lights us up.
Yeah, that's true.
A guy that never threw one touchdown pass beat us last year.
Right.
The guy from Chicago.
Right.
And we had that one dude where we made him famous. They scored Matt Flynn, I think or Matt somebody, and he threw 6 touchdown passes on the last day of the season against us.
Right.
As a backup.
Yeah, and
that should be their weakness. It turns out to be their strength.
Right.
When we have a weakness, it turns out to be the death of us. That's something I just don't understand.
Well, like even when we had, like when Calvin Johnson went out that year against Green Bay, a few It's going back a few years, but Green Bay went ahead because Calvin Johnson was out. They went ahead and they whipped all.
I think we only scored 3 points that game.
Yeah,
we couldn't move the ball at all.
I know.
Had no offense whatsoever because Calvin Johnson was the whole offense.
Yeah,
and that's sad.
I know it is,
but it's what happened.
And of course, what do we do when he retires? We take back part of his money.
Yeah. We talked about that last week, and my opinion on that is, did he owe them the money? Yes. Is it a dick move? Yes.
Right.
So I think it was a dick move on the Lions' part. And it just doesn't show new players or anyone wanting to come to this organization the reason that they want to. You want to come here for the horrible winters or, the cold or the shitty town sometimes. Not always, but it's high in crime at, sometimes. There's some beautiful places down in Detroit. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the crime is higher.
Right.
The weather is crappier.
And the atmosphere, as far as for winning, is crap.
Yeah, and the organization has been crap. So tell me why you want to come here when the organization that has not won a Super Bowl in the Super Bowl era or even been there is asking their future Hall of Fame players that have played with that team the entire time, hey, we'll take $1 million and get your ass out the door. And I just don't think that's right. I don't like that.
Yeah, and when he was the highlight of the team.
Yeah.
I mean,
Barry, the same thing. They took some money from him too. But anyway, so we got to go. We got a couple topics. Easy for me to say. A couple topics to go through yet. Injuries, are they a concern?
Hell yeah. We've been talking about weaknesses, and they
We've
are
got
concerned.
a few right now.
Yep.
Let's go through the list. Austin Bryant, pectoral injury, suffered last year. He played through it last year. Had surgery in January and still not cleared to play. Kenny Galladay and Marvin Jones. What I'm hearing, which is probably wrong because they never tell us the truth, but I'm hearing they're both on the sidelines running routes. It should be very soon that they return, both of them, to the Lions roster, which would be good. Trey Flowers, I don't know exactly what's wrong with him. I haven't really investigated that, but I know he's out. He also missed a day of minicamp because he got his ring from the Super Bowl.
Yep.
I would put that up and kiss it and do whatever you want with it because of the fact that you'll never see one again.
And plan on only having one kid.
Yes.
Because that's the only one you're going to get.
Yeah, that's the only one you're going to get.
Right.
So go. I wish him well that he, and I'm glad that he got his one ring and he has a Super Bowl so that he can be here and be in misery for 5 years.
But actually, I'm hoping that this culture is changing. I mean, I don't always want. I want this to be as all Lions, true Lions fans do. We want them
one
to
hand,
change.
shit in the other. It's pretty much what it is.
Right. But hey, they brought in Quinn, they brought in Patricia, they brought in Bevo to change the shit and get rid of the shit.
Well, let's hope so.
So let's get rid of it.
It's a point where I'll believe it when I see it.
And I can't blame
Missouri
you.
Right
I
now.
can't
Show me state. I'm not.
Right.
But, that's kind of the way I feel about it. Justin Coleman's also out.
Yes.
Or was. I don't know. He got hurt somehow. So when I made this list. Our last topic of the day, and I'm going to go into a lot about this.
Yes.
Is a contract extension for Slay or Snacks, and we're gonna go through which one deserves it more. So I want to talk about Darius Slay first, and I'm going to bring up an interesting point later at the end of this.
Okay.
So stay tuned for that. It's actually something I haven't heard from other people saying it, but I'm saying it.
Right.
Last year, Darius Slay had only 3 interceptions. 2017, he has 8 interceptions. He had 1 touchdown, but he's had only 1 touchdown for his entire career.
Right.
Okay. His pass defenses went down from 26 to 17.
Right.
His solo tackles went down from 54 to 40. Pass defenses bother me. Okay, but I think I don't know if he was out a few games or
later
or
on.
what. Yeah. But the thing is, 2017 Slay maybe should have asked for a contract.
Right.
But he had 3 years left on his deal. This Darius Slay ranked 19th overall cornerback in the league. I don't see it. I don't want to give him an extension because I don't want to pay him more.
No.
I don't think he deserves what he's getting paid now.
Right. Especially after last year's performance.
Yeah. And the NFL is a league where what have you done for me lately? And last year wasn't much. But I don't think anybody performed to the level they are usually accustomed to performing to. Maybe Snacks. Outside of him, I don't really see Aquara, too, actually. I liked how he played. Devin Kennard, I thought, played well. Anywho.
Well, Zach Zenner.
Zach Zenner played well. He did.
Right.
Zach Zenner played well. And we signed him and gave him, we re-signed him because of that.
Right.
Okay. So, I'm saying no to Slay. I'm saying yes to Snacks.
Okay. Yeah.
Snacks came in and changed the entire defense.
Mm-hmm.
We were watching the games.
Yeah, we were.
And it's like, you knew when Snacks was in there and you knew when he was gone.
Yeah. Right.
There was a huge difference in the run defense. There was a huge change in the defense when he was in there and his presence was in there. You could just tell.
Oh, yeah, you could.
You could just tell. And so he is the best run stopper in the league.
Yep.
And he's not paid like that.
Right.
And I think he should get the money.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's proved it on the field.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Where Slay hasn't. What do you think about Slay or Snacks in those situations and who gets it and who don't? And what is your opinion?
I think Slay does not get it. Snacks, Damon Harrison does. Okay. He deserves it more.
Well, I'm going to say this. Okay. Who deserves it more is Snacks. Who's going to get it? Neither one.
Right.
I don't believe the Lions are going to play that game.
Right.
Because number one, it's not the Patriot way. And I know I say that a lot, but this is basically the Patriots West or whatever. So, that's kind of what I think. Also, I got to bring something up because I haven't heard it too much, but the CBA, the collective bargaining agreement, is up in 2020. Right. It could be the reason that a lot of these people are holding out. A lot of these people want a new deal because they want the security that comes with knowing that you're going to get paid a certain amount over those certain years, and the collective bargaining agreement will not affect you.
Right.
Who knows what's coming out of that? I haven't heard much of anything, but if Slay's holding out, that's the only reason I can think of, is that his agent came to him and said, hey, guess what? This is coming down. And I could be wrong, but this is just my opinion, my perspective on it. Hey, this is coming down. It might not be good for you. It'd be good for you to get a new contract now. If you can get one, that's what you should do. I don't know if it's a situation where he's mad that he's not getting paid enough. I don't think he's paid like a top 5 corner, but I don't think he's a top 5 corner. Right. Last year he wasn't even top 10 or top 15.
Right.
So you're not going to get paid that amount of money when you're playing that way. But it's going to be a tough negotiation. I know both sides don't want to strike. I think they're going to be hammering something out, but I think the league may hold them, may take the advantage this time, if you want to say that.
Well, remember last time, or not last, but the time when there was a strike or a lockout, it was really more of a lockout. The courts overturned that. Yeah. Yeah, so, and said that they had brought in the scat players and all this other stuff. But is the union going to be strong enough to really
and
take
maybe
on the NFL?
Maybe that's what they're worried about. I don't know. But I just wanted to bring it up because I don't think I haven't seen it I haven't seen it anywhere that I know of. But I know the CBA is coming up. Yeah. I know it's in 2020. And this is 2019, so if he holds out this year to get a new contract, maybe that's why he's not holding out next year. Because next year is a whole new CBA.
Or maybe
we'll be on strike and he won't get a new deal.
Yeah. Or maybe locked out. Yeah, or maybe they're just looking at maybe he don't know if he can really perform well enough to really get that big money.
Right. And it's possible.
Because if you have 2 bad years in a row, Lions are going to be looking at, hey, why am I paying you that because the last 2 bad years you didn't perform.
And I don't mind. I'm going to say this. I don't mind those players holding out.
Right.
And the reason I don't is because Darius Slay actually brought up a really good point on Twitter. He said, hey, you know what? They're not going to be. Somebody asked him, why don't you be loyal to your contract or whatever? And he said this. He says, why? Because they wouldn't be loyal to me. They'd cut me.
Right.
If I didn't perform, to their standards, then I get cut. But I can't hold out for a new deal when I don't like the deal I have. They don't like the deal they have. They can cut me.
Right.
And I have no recourse. So I think it is fair.
Right.
Do I think that it's? I think he needs to do what he needs to do for him and his family.
But then again, if he's such a great player, all right, and they cut him, then somebody's going to pick him up for.
Well, he's not saying that. He's saying that it just because he's not saying that part.
Mm-hmm.
He's just saying that because they have the option,
right,
and he doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
The way it's set up, he has the option. They have the option to just cut him, even if it was just because of money, or whatever. But he doesn't have the right when he doesn't like his contract to get out of it.
Right.
They only do.
But what
he sees that as unfair, and I actually do agree with him. I think that's unfair.
Right, but what is a contract anyway? It's a commitment, and
yeah, but the team isn't going to honor it. It's kind of like you at work.
Right.
They're going to work you to death, and then they just get rid of you for whatever reason. They don't need a reason because Michigan's an at-will employer.
Right.
Thing.
Yep.
So they could just say, Tim, you look stupid today. We're going to fire you.
Yeah, they can.
You have the right to quit and not get paid.
Yeah. But
you don't have the right to hold out and get more money.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what he's doing here. So that would be the third option for you at work. Sorry, I'm not working until you give me a new contract.
And then, but see, at work, what they would
do, fire you.
Yeah, they would just say,
"Well, bye."
Right.
I'll let the door hit you on the ass on the way out. Is basically what it would be.
That's the way they are with work. It's like,
but this is a job,
right?
We know they're pro athletes. We know they're playing a game, but it is a business. And every time one of the players get cut, it's a business. Right. Whenever one of the players hold out, oh my gosh, they should have honored. They have no honor. They didn't honor their contract. I don't believe in that. I don't believe it. I believe that's a double standard.
Mm-hmm.
So I Darius Slay, if you can, go get your money, bro. That's what I'm saying. Snacks, we're totally 100% behind you.
Mm-hmm.
We think that you need to get paid. We think that you deserve to get paid. And we're happy you're here in Detroit. We're happy you're here trying to help us win a championship, if that's even possible. And both of you, if I had a message to those players, that's what I would say.
No, maybe he's trying to go ahead and put in a new deal that if I retire beforehand, you can't take any money back.
I mean, that's possible.
Yeah,
no, I don't think that's going to work out so well. Because we got him on the contract deal that the Giants made with him. Not us, because he was traded to us. So we never gave him a contract.
Yeah, but I'm talking about Slay.
Oh, on Slay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, that makes more sense. But on both players, I say they're not going to get a new deal.
Right.
That's what I believe in my heart. I don't believe they're going to get a new deal. Do I believe they deserve it? I think Snacks deserves it more than Slay does. And not to be mean, but he didn't have a real good last year.
Right.
And it's hard to come to the table when you had a down year and say, I want more money.
Obviously, it ain't hard for him, though.
Obviously, it ain't hard for him. But
it's
like I said, he's got to do what he's got to do for him and his family. I mean,
right.
For me, is totally acceptable.
Yeah. But, of course, as a Lions fan, too, it's like, you say, oh, shit, why is this happening?
Right. All right. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with the end of the show.
Lions on the Prowl is currently seeking sponsors for the show. If your business would like to reach our audience, please email lionsontheprowl14@gmail.com. Hello, Lions fans. Would you like to support the continuation of this show? Become a patron. Go to www.patreon.com/lionsontheprowl. Thank you for supporting our mission to give you Lions news and rumors from the fans' perspective.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for listening this week. And, Tim, take us home.
Okay. Go Lions. Lions on the prowl. One pride. Lions.